Good evening all and welcome to another video on All How the Ale. Tonight we are going for an American classic. Which one is it? It's this one. It is PBR, Pabst Blue Ribbon. And it is established in Milwaukee in 1844. And it says it's 4.6% ABV and it is the original Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. Nature's choicest products provide its prized flavour. Only the finest of hops and grains are used. Selected as America's best in 1893. Long time ago. And it says on the back that it's containing water, barley, malt, selected grains, yeast, hops, and it's pasteurised beer. Serving temps between 5 and 7 degrees. Brewed in the UK, so it's not brewed in America, and imported and distributed by C&C Group, Keeper Road, Dublin in Ireland, and it's 3 units in the bottle. And you've got some other bits and bobs. It's a 660ml bottle, and it was gifted to me by Bozza to try. It's one of his favourite lagers, I believe. And it's the first time I've had a Pabst. So, yeah, I've been to the States. Never tried this beer, though. Didn't try much beer over there. Tried mostly craft stuff, and it was pretty decent, to be fair. But how does this one fare? It's seen everywhere. I see it all over Facebook groups and whatnot. So it's time to give it a try. So let's get it out and into a glass. And I obviously don't own any Pabst glassware. So the only glass I can own that is worthy of going into is a Stella glass. And it's going to be poured as such. And it is really pale, as many mass-produced lagers can be. What have we got? That'll do. So we have a crystal clear golden beer that is really quite pale. You've got a white head that's relatively tight and compact, actually. It looks like a pretty decent lager. That's your close-up there. You've got some good carbonation rolling up the glass. And and as I was pouring, it's got that typical lager smell. Mass-produced lager smell, I must say. So, yeah, ricey. It's kind of got that Budweiser thing going on. It's lightly hopped on the nose, sweet malt, a little bit of astringency as well, which is interesting. It's not an inviting aroma, I will say. And if this is America's best since 1893, well, it says a lot. Anyway, it looks alright. It smells average to the taste. Cheers. It is okay on the body front. It's light to medium. It works. The mouthfeel is soft and smooth. The flavours, though, it's not a lot. It's really not a lot of flavour. It's typical mass-produced cheap lager. It's light on the flavour. It's really kind of bland. It's very much in that vein of the grain has got nothing to it. There's no substance to the grain. The hops are light. That slight, ever so slightly grassy edge on it. That's all in terms of the flavour. And even though it's in a glass bottle, there's a slight metallic edge to it, which seems to be quite common in a lot of your mass-produced lagers. The finish is sweet. It's dry. Yeah, sweet and dry. It's really void of the hops on the flavour. On the finish. It's quite boring, I'm going to say. Which is a shame, because given my limited unit allowance, I was hoping it'd be a bit better. Yeah. I was hoping for it to be better. So, the Untapped Scoreboard of Joy says it's got a huge 357,000 check-ins. I mean, look at that. That's a lot of beer drunk. And an average of 2.81. A lot of people like it, apparently. 357,000 people, or however many, divided by the number of beers they've had. They've given it a 2.81. That's a lot of beer drunk. What's my scoreboard going to look like? Well, currently, it's empty. Let's give it some score. So appearance-wise, it looks like a good lager should. It's the right kind of colour. It's pale gold. You got a white head on it. It's got good carbonation coming up from the beer, even now from the bottom of the glass. It looks all right. I can't fault the look. It fits. It's not brilliant. I would like a bit more depth of colour to it. It's going to get a 0.75. I like the look. The aroma is the first point where I realised that it's not going to be the best. That astringent aroma, that kind of metallic edge, that it smells like a rice-containing beer. You know, a bit like a Budweiser. That's what it smells like anyway. Yeah, sometimes, excuse me, when you taste the beer and then you sniff it again, you get something different. The whole olfactory sense is working together. But this, yeah, it's not the greatest aromas. It's okay. It could definitely do with improvement. It's going to get a 0.25 from me. It's not completely awful. The body's pretty decent though. You know, it works for a lager. It's light to medium. You've got a good soft mouthfeel and you've got an excitable carbonation. It works. It's pretty decent. It could be better. You know, it could just be a little bit smoother. But that's down to the level of carbonation. It's quite well carbonated. I'm going to give it a 0.75. So it's got some good points. The taste though is not for me. It's really light on the strength. You've got that kind of metallic edge that seems to be common in a lot of mass-produced lagers. The hops are really light. They are there, but they're really light. You know, there's not a lot of grass in it. A tiny bit, but that's all. It gets 0.25 from me. And the finish, you know, it's light on the flavour again. It's not particularly sort of hoppy. You know, sometimes on a lighter lager, the hops kind of just excite themselves at the end. You know, they sit there as the malts fade, but not really. Yeah, it's really void of much on the back end. That metallic edge really does come to the fore on the back end. It's going to get the 0.25 as well, which, by my calculations, we've got 2.25 out of 5. Which, yeah, it's less than average. It's not great. It's not brilliant. It's not one I would buy. And I appreciate the gift. Don't get me wrong, Master. Thank you very much. And if people like it, you know, more power to you. It's probably going to be fairly readily available. Certainly stateside. I've not seen it over here. But yeah, it gets the job done. It's quite refreshing. I will give it that. And on a hot summer's day like we're on now, it will do the trick when I sit in the back garden with the old camera snapping at the birds. So yeah, it's a beer that I appreciate tasting, but wouldn't buy. So there we go. Before I waffle dangerously into oblivion, I'm going to say that's been the beer. Down there's the comment section. Let me know if you've tried the old PBR and what you thought of it. And I will see you again soon for another video. Bye.